Yeah, real quick, my friends. Welcome to Edit Topcast one more time on this beautiful day. So, good news for some, bad news for most immigrants. So, Trump is going to send immigrants to Guantanamo Bay. As you all know, Guantanamo Bay. We heard about Guantanamo Bay where they was talking about terrorists, people who made a very, very serious crime. So Trump is going to use Guantanamo Bay at this moment for immigrant residents, residential, or whatever you call it. It's a prison, but that's where immigrants are going to go. Illegal immigrants who commit crime, they're going to be sent over there. The governor DeSantis of Florida tweeted that he's happy to send people to Guantanamo Bay. Hmm. So, yeah, we are going to see what's going on, what activists are talking, are saying, what human rights activists are saying. But just it's happening. It's happening. Also, Trump is going to deport everybody who was protesting on Hamas and Israel fight. If you was protesting pro Hamas and you are a U.S. citizen, you are going to be deported. So it is. That's what he said when he was campaigning, and he's doing it. I think no one is surprised anyway. No one is surprised other than who is in trouble. If you are in trouble, of course, we know how you feel. But for those who are watching from far away or who are not concerned about this one, Trump said this when he was campaigning, and he's doing it. The outcome and the results and the impact on workplace, Amazon, food process, supermarkets, that's something else we can talk about another day. People are afraid to go to work. People are afraid to go to the hospitals. People are afraid to go out because they don't have because they have that kind of status. Venezuela, Haitian, people from all over the world that was protected by TPS, which is a temporary protected status, is going to end. Trump is canceling all those stuff that Biden put in place to protect immigrants or to protect raw income, to protect the minority like DEI. So he's canceling all those stuff. So there is a lot going on to talk about. But now we're going to talk about people being sent in Guantanamo, and the people being deported, even if they have green cards, even if they have green cards, especially students who was on the street protesting against Israel, pro Hamas. So stay and watch. I hope that will give you some information and maybe prepare you to prepare. Prepare. It doesn't matter what your status. You are a citizen, you are a resident, it doesn't matter. You have to know what to do. You have to be prepared because this is a campaign that can put you in trouble even if you are a US citizen. And we're not talking about being a second class citizen. We're talking about just being a citizen. You may be just in trouble. So you need some type of information. And thank you.
Up at 5, we begin with breaking news. President Trump instructing the Departments of Defense and Homeland Security to begin preparing to house tens of thousands of deported migrants at Guantanamo Bay. Good evening. I'm Lauren Pastrana.
And I'm Elliot Rodriguez. It's the latest move in his administration's crackdown on immigration. Trump telling reporters at the White House today that the facility would be used to detain, quote, the worst criminals.
Let's get right out to CBS News Miami's Joan Murray. She is live in Miami with what comes next. Joan?
Well, this was a bit of an unexpected announcement. People are still trying to process it. The president says it will double the capacity to be able to house undocumented immigrants who have been taken into custody. President Trump says he plans to send 30,000 undocumented immigrants to detention facilities at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
We have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo to detain the worst criminal illegal aliens threatening the American people. Some of them are so bad we don't even trust the countries to hold them. because we don't want them coming back. So we're going to send them out to Guantanamo.
The Department of Immigration and Customs Enforcement has arrested over 5,500 people in raids around the country, including here in South Florida.
There's so much chaos and uncertainty. And I really think that the president is using this as a scare tactic. He's using it as a way to traumatize people so that he can prove or show people that he is in charge.
Vanessa Joseph is an immigration attorney for Catholic Legal Services.
I think it's a time for folks to make preparations, but also just to calm their fears down. I think the best thing that folks...
A little quick, please listen carefully on this part. This is the most important part of the whole video, of the whole thing we are talking about. Listen to this girl, then you will get some very important information. You may be not going to get somewhere else that can protect you in some type of trouble.
Time for folks to make preparations, but also just to calm their fears down. I think the best thing that folks can do right now, if they are in a situation where they have doubts, is to seek the advice and counsel of an immigration attorney. It could be a private attorney, it could be at a legal service organization, but to ensure that they are talking to someone who can analyze the facts of their case in particular and make a determination alongside them as to, number one, whether the law applies to them, but also to determine what avenues of relief they would like to pursue. Don't get advice from social media. Don't get advice from the internet, not ChatGPT or any AI platforms.
On the Guantanamo Bay announcement, Governor Ron DeSantis tweeted happy to send flights from Florida down that way with deportees in tow. And again, immigration attorneys recommend if you are in this situation, an undocumented immigrant, your best bet right now is to try to seek some legal advice to figure out what to do. Don't wait until it's too late. Reporting in Miami, Joan Murray.
Yeah, don't look for information on the internet. Don't be afraid. Number one, don't be afraid. Calm down, see what's going on. If you have anything to fix it. If you have any type of anything you need to fix it. So that was the most important stuff. Don't look at information on social media. Don't go on AI. Just find some professional people who will tell you what to do in your case. Everybody has different case, but you may need a special person. So, you know what I'm saying? Okay, now let's look at what's going on with the people who was protesting against Israel attacking Hamas. Trump said he's going to send them home. He's going to stop all the staying visa for the student, and those who have a green card are going also to be deported. It's weird. It's weird, but it is what it is. Let's see what's going on.
Just a target on Palestinian students. This is a target on all students and freedom of speech in this country.
Bay Area universities are responding tonight after President Trump's controversial new executive order cracking down on protesters on college campuses. Good evening, I'm Amma Dates.
And I'm Julian Glover. The Trump administration says that new executive order seeks to fight anti-Semitism on college campuses.
It calls for deporting students deemed Hamas supporters who are not U.S. citizens. We'll have more on that in just a moment. But first, here's a look at what else President Trump signed today.
He signed a memo to prepare a massive facility at Guantanamo Bay to be used for housing deported migrants.
The Trump administration also rescinded a memo freezing spending on federal loans and grants after it caused widespread confusion.
As for that executive order to combat anti-Semitism on college campuses, it could now mean possible deportation for students who were part of pro-Palestinian demonstrations. ABC 7 News reporter Luz Pena went to the University of San Francisco and has the details.
International students with F-1 visas who participated in pro-Palestinian protests woke up to a threat by President Donald Trump. They could be deported.
It's scary knowing that we have to be cognizant about ICE coming onto our campus. It's scary that we have to worry about DHS stalking our students.
President Trump signed a new executive order on Wednesday, combating what the administration categorizes as the explosion of anti-Semitism on university campuses. Since October of 2023, many Bay Area university students organized protests for both sides. At least 20 pro-Palestinian actions were organized by University of San Francisco students. Jaden Jockle speaking for many of his friends who were part of these actions and now could be at risk.
They're telling us that they're scared. I think it's completely reasonable to live in a country where you have rights that you're expected to be granted, and then when a new administration comes in and tells you you can be deported for expressing your First Amendment rights, it's shocking.
In April of 2024, pro-Palestinian protesters shut down the Golden Gate Bridge and I-880 in Oakland for hours, protesting the Israel-Hamas war. Jeff Wozniak, attorney with the National Lawyers Guild, represents many of those protesters and said attorneys now are gearing up to represent students.
Broad, overreaching order that is going to be impossible to enforce, but most importantly, it is an attack on free speech.
Wozniak emphasized international students also have rights.
There's a process by which that visa has to be revoked. It's not just something that through the issuance of this order, it's just going to happen automatically. There's going to have to be a review by ICE.
One of the main questions is how will the federal government know which students with an F1 visa were part of these protests? The next question is will local government collaborate with ICE and also universities? Several weeks ago, the University of San Francisco sent this email to students, breaking down how they will respond to ICE agents, saying they intend on protecting students, adding the director will not share any student or employee information unless compelled to by a...
So these universities leaders, they knew this may come in. They knew this may going to happen. When they saw Trump elected, they knew that may going to happen. Because if you remember, when this was happening, most nationalists, most Republicans was saying that they need to deport these people. They were saying that openly. So it's going to happen. The lawyer is saying it's going to be hard. They don't know how they're going to be able to do that. You know, it's hard to know who was doing what. But I'm telling you, they are going to do that. They are going to do that. They are so committed to deport as much as people they can. So it's going to happen. So be careful and watch yourself. Watch yourself. If you have anything to fix, fix it. If you have any adjustment you need to do it. And more than that, be careful. Be responsible. Be responsible in everything you are doing. Everything you are doing. If you drive, if you walk around, whatever you're doing, be responsible. For everyone else, this is going to backfire to everyone because, like I said, most of these people who are in this category, they are now afraid to go to work. They are now afraid to go out. So we're going to see grocery price up like crazy, going up like crazy. We're going to see everything we used to buy to the store, we're going to see the price going up because these are the people who are doing the small jobs. These are the people who are working at McDonald's. These are the people who are working at a Walmart and this supermarket. These are the people who are working in agriculture. These are the people who are working into the food process. So we're going to see that. Amazon already saw it. They are losing a lot of people, a lot. From Venezuela, from Haiti, like Haitian, they are losing a lot because most of those guys was on what they call TPS, a temporary protected status. So Biden put that in place to protect people who are looking for asylum so they can be able to work freely without fear. So when Trump came in, he canceled all those programs. So most of those guys, now they cannot go to work. So it's going to backfire. You're going to see it. You're going to see it. As he also canceled most of the program that has to do with the DEI, the low income assistance, all those type of program that Biden put in place or Obama put in place to help the the low income people or the people who are kind of behind. So Trump is cutting billions and billions. He's cutting 2 million position on federal employees. So he's offering 7 months pay if you resign. If you don't, you're going to be fired and you get nothing. So he's going to cut all those stuff that Biden put in place to assist for housing, to assist for like first home buyer, all those programs that have to do with mental issue assistance, all those stuff that has to do with food stamp, all those stuff that has to do with DEI training for people who are behind. Of course, they are not like cutting like from whatever to zero, but they're going. Some of them are going just to cancel to zero, and some of those programs will have to remain, but they're going to be reduced as the government efficiency is there for Elon Musk and other office. That's what they're doing, reduce the spending. So we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen, but all we know is this. If you don't pay attention, you can be in trouble. Pay attention and be safe. Again, if you are here, if you was able to make it up to here, please consider to subscribe and follow us. We will appreciate that. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.